So today we're going to talk about the equation of a line. And specifically, we're going to find the equation of the line if we're given the slope and the y-intercept, the slope and the point on the line, and also 2 points on the line. Recall that if we just have this equation, y equal mx plus b, and we assign a value for m and a value for b, that will uniquely determine a line. So for instance, if we have both m and b are 1, this is the line you would get. If you want to know what b represents, you can easily see that that's going to be where the graph crosses the y-axis. See right here that red dot there, it will move up and down according to where b is. So you can see that that's a specific point on the graph. It crosses the y-axis. We can also change the slant of the line by moving m up and down. Negative values, you can see that it has negative slope is down and to the right, positive slope is up and to the right, and zero slope is flat. And so we have this equation, y equal mx plus b. So what we're going to do today is we're going to find the equation of the line given these three categories here. So let's start with the slope and the y-intercept. So we're going to find the slope. Now we're going to find the equation of the line given the slope and the y-intercept. So, all right, so if you're given, let's say, m is equal to -4/3 and b is equal to 1. So let's see what, that's not negative b, that's b. b equals 1. Go ahead and stop the video right now and go ahead and calculate what the equation of the line is going to look like. Now recall, the equation of the line is this, y equal mx plus b. Okay? So go ahead and do that now. So hopefully you've had a chance to do that. So the equation is very simple. In this case, we have we have y equal mx plus b. Our m is -4/3 and our b is 1. So we just plug that in. Y equals -4/3 x plus 1. And that would be the equation of the line. Right there. Okay. Let's try another one. Suppose that m is equal to 2/5 m is equal to 2/5 and b is equal to -3. So go ahead and stop the video and work on this problem and find the equation of the line. All right, to find the equation of the line for this problem, we're going to use the slope again in the equation y equal mx plus b, and we just read it off. So we have y equals 2/5 x minus 3, and that will be the equation of the line right there. Okay. Next, we're going to look at the slope and a point on the line, and I'm going to figure out how to find the equation of the line from the slope and a point on the line. So let's look at this example. Suppose that you are given a slope of -1/2 and the point on the line of -8, -5. So we're going to find the equation of the line through those, given that information right there. Okay, so stop the video and see if you can do that, and then come back when you've completed it. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this one. Well, we're going to use our equation, y equals mx plus b. Now, in this case, we're given m is -1/2, and then we can just use -8, -5 as our x and y. All we need is 1 point on the line and the slope, and we can find the y-intercept. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to use -5 for our y, -1/2 for m, and then x is -8 plus b. So now we're going to multiply the -1/2 times the -8, and that gives me +4, because 2 goes into itself once, 2 goes into -8, -4 times, and a negative times a negative is a +4, plus b. Next, we're going to subtract 4 from both sides, and that gives me -9 equals b. So then our equation of the line becomes this: y equals, plug in the slope, -1/2 x, and plug in the y-intercept, -9. We can see this clearly from Desmos. Let's go back here and delete all. We can see this in Desmos by doing this. Plugging in our slope, which is -1/2, and the point that we want to plug in is going to be -8, comma, so we have -8, -5, so we want a line that passes through that and has a slope of -1/2. So the equation that we came up with is y equals -1/2 x minus 9. And there you have it. Then you can see that you've got the correct answer by seeing that the point goes through that and has that slope. Okay, so let's look at another example. This is the next one in this group. We have, this time we have m equals 7/5, and our point on the line is 10, -2. So go ahead and stop the video and work out the problem and then see how I did it. So here's how I do it. I'm going to use y equals mx plus b, and we're going to go ahead and put in the m, which is 7/5, and then this will be our x and y. So I'll go ahead and plug in the x and y. Y is -2, and then x is 10, and we're just going to solve for b. So 5 goes into itself once, 5 goes into 10 twice. This gives me -2 equals 7 times 2 is 14 plus b. Now we're going to subtract 14 from both sides, and that gives you -16 equals b. So the equation of the line is y equals 7/5 x minus 16. Okay, next we're going to find the equation of a line given 2 points on the line. So here's the first one. Let's say you have -4 and -3. Oh, let's make that. Let's try this again. 4 and -3 and -2 and 6. So you could go into Desmos and check your work, which is a good idea. So it would look like this. You have 4 and -3, comma, -2 and 6. So you can easily see I gotta find it here. You can easily see that if the line goes through those 2 points, then you've done it correctly. So let's go back and let's go ahead and work it out. So let me give you a hint before you stop. First you want to find the slope. So the equation that you use for slope is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And once you have that, you can use either of the points to find the equation of the line. So go ahead and try that now, and I'll stop the video. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and solve the problem. So I'm label my first coordinates is going to be x1, y1, and the second coordinates x2, y2. I'm going to use that equation, m equals y2, which is 6, minus y1, which is negative 3, divided by x2, which is negative 2, minus x1, which is 4. So this becomes 6 plus 3 over negative 2 plus negative 4. Top number just becomes 9. Bottom number becomes add the 2 numbers and carry the sign. And this can be simplified to negative 3 times 3 over 3 times 2. The 3's cancel out, become 1, and this becomes negative 3 halves. Now I have my slope. I can do the y-intercept by plugging in either equation. I'm going to take the negative 2, 6 for my x and y. I could also use 4, negative 3, but I'm going to use negative 2, 6. So y is 6 equals m we've calculated as negative 3 halves. X is negative 2 plus b, and we just solve for b. Well, 2 goes into itself once, 2 goes into negative 2, negative 1 times, and then you have negative 3 times negative 1 is 3 plus b. So now we're going to subtract 3 from both sides. 6 minus 3 is 3, so b is equal to 3. The equation then becomes y equals negative 3 halves x, 3 halves x plus 3. And let's check it to see if it in fact is that. So y equals negative 3 halves x plus 3. So let's go ahead and plug that in here. So y equals 3 halves, it's actually negative 3 halves, negative 3 halves x plus 3. And then you can see it went through both of those points, so it's correct. Let's do one more problem. Try this one. Negative 2, negative 1, and negative 1, negative 6. So go ahead and stop the video, work out the problem, and then begin it again when you're done. Okay, so the first step is to label these x1, y1, and then x2, y2, and use the equation for slope, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we're going ahead, plug in the equation. Y2 is negative 6 minus negative 1 divided by negative 1 minus negative 2. So now this becomes negative 6 plus 1 over negative 1 plus 2. Well, negative 6 plus 1 is negative 5. Negative 1 plus 2 is 1. So that just becomes a negative 5 for the slope. Then to find what the y-intercept is, b, we've used either equation. I'm going to use the first equation this time. The first equation is going to give me a y value of negative 1. M we calculated was negative 5. X is negative 2 plus b. So this gives me negative 1 equals 10 plus b. Subtract 10 from both sides. Negative 11 is equal to b. So our equation becomes y equals negative 5x minus 11. And that's how you do the problem. Now, once you are done with the videos, go to the Google Docs that I have put on the site and work on those 3 problems tonight and turn that in for a grade tomorrow. Okay? Have a great evening, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow.